morning, Pastor Steve here. Matthew 22:35 through 40. Then one of them, a lawyer, asked him a question, testing him, saying, Teacher, which is the great commandment in the law? Jesus said to him, You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind. And this is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. Next to loving God, Jesus says we're to love people. In 1 John 4:20 and 21, if someone says they love God and hates his brother, he's a liar. For he who does not love his brother whom he has seen, how can he love God whom he has not seen? And this commandment we have from him, that he who loves God must love his brother also. Then you might recall that lawyer, that scribe, willing to justify himself. So, well, who's my neighbor? Then Jesus told the parable of this so-called Good Samaritan. I used to think the Good Samaritan saw the injured man as his neighbor. But Jesus said the Samaritan was the neighbor, right? This man took care of a stranger because he loved the person who needed it, did the right thing for the person who needed it when he needed it. Maybe the concept of neighbor is that if anyone God puts in your path has a need, you meet it. Seems as if in the Old and New Testaments have the same idea. Anyone who enters your life with a need is a neighbor, The neighbor may not be a close friend. The Samaritan certainly wasn't a close friend. When Jesus asked, who's my neighbor, he told that story. This man left in a ditch, passed by those who should have stopped and met his needs, his own peeps, The Samaritan might well have passed by, but because there was enmity between the Israelis and the Samaritans. Well, maybe this guy knew that other difficult concept. Love your enemies, do good to those who hate you. That bites sometimes. Sometimes I'd rather not do it, or maybe love them, but love them to death, Yes, I'm a sinner. But we are told to love them, to do the right thing for them, not because they deserve it, but because we have been loved when we were not worthy, and because we love him more than ourselves. Who is a neighbor? Maybe it's me, for anyone whose need I meet for Jesus' sake. You ponder that, Pastor Steve.